Yeah. All right, I'm back. Impromptu. Had no idea I'd be here. I'm just starting to do some reloads on my alignment, and I thought, let's get you guys on. So, hey, if you want to jump on the panel, come on, let me know. I can throw you a link, you know. Hey, Michael Hartnett, Bobby Barlow, Drew, what's up, brother? Yes, I'm back. I had just learned some stuff. I'm not going to be teaching nothing. I'm just going to sit here and do some of my own reloading here. But after my live stream, I went and called my wife, checked on her, and then I had some lasagna. She threw some lasagna in the oven before she left, so I had lasagna, so I'm full. And so I came out here, threw these dice back on, and I got my primer assembly all full. And so I just thought, well, I'm going to do me some reloading. That's what I'm doing. And so who wants to be on? Andy, do you want on? If you want on, tell me in the comments you want on, and I'll throw you a link. Hey, Big Kenny, brother, it's good to see you. I love the Bible verses that you put up on the forum every day, brother. If you want my phone number, go to the forum, 76highboy.com, and from there, shoot me a private message with your number, and I'll call you. Okay, Drew's asking me when I pull you on up here. When you push the primer bar in, does it stop exactly centered under the shell's primer pocket? No, mine's centered. It's centered. I'll show you. Let me do a few. Just like that. Sometimes I get kind of like stuck right there. Kind of hard for me to really put my finger on. why it does it. Oh, I had a primer upside down. I kind of have a theory on why it does that. I'm not sure, but guess if I put this in there, then we're talking. Yeah, the primer feed, if you got it just right, they'll flip. I think that it's just fine. I think that I'll tell you where it's. I just have to get used to it. I guess is like, okay, here I resize. I come over here and expand. At the same time I expand, I pull the primer slide back. When I go forward, it's like if that RAM was machined lower, then it would go in quicker. But I just have to get used to it. That's all. I don't think there's anything wrong with it necessarily. I just have to get used to the clearance on it. I missed the primer on that one. I should say it didn't pick the primer up, but you just got to kind of pay attention to it, you know. I would say that the priming system on this isn't a make or break for this because I have all their alternatives of priming. So, you know, that's not a real big deal, but as you see, I mean, it's working good enough for this cowboy, you know. Okay, so kind of watch this. When you're running like turret press, when you're watching me in a live stream, I kind of get off of my cadence because I'm looking up at comments. But watch this. There's my case. I'm going to come up, decap. I'm going to come over, and before I come up, I'm going to bring this hand down here, and this comes down at the same time the handle comes down. As I come up, that comes up, and then you return back to station one. Now once again, watch. One. Now I come here. See how I pulled that at the same time that ram went up. Hang on, guys. I got a case that's off-centered here. Welcome, Tim Pyle, new guy. Welcome, Tim. All right, let's see if it will feed the last primer. Here we go. Ta-da! There we are. Ta-da! Okay, so now what I do, so as I'm priming, now I have all these primer up. This is the point where I'm going to inspect all my primers. Do I have all my primers? Yes, I do. They look good. There's no smashed ones. One of the things that I hate, my pet peeve, happens to all of us, but when you start seeing little indentation marks on your primers, that means that your primer cup was dirty. Okay. Looking at comments here. Okay, well, it's good to have you, Tim. Big Jake's in the house. Jer Bear Tactical. Michael Hurtneck, Air Gun 1776, Gun Loving Grandpa. So now we gotta take all these and flip them over. Gotta flip them over. Yeah. Oh, God. Man alive. Like I'm raising my brother's kids or something. Oh, yeah. Get you some. Get you some. All right. Okay, so I got this set up for 5.0 grain on the money. So let me get my Dylan D Terminator on. Oh no, my batteries are getting low. God, now my gun's gonna blow up. Gonna blow up. Oh man. Oh boy. Oh, it's not. I know how much powder supposed to go in that in my eye. Man. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Get you some. See if I can get some light on this subject here. Look at that. It's like magic. So here we go. Hey, get it in the right one. Jeez, old Pete. Check every case like you mean it. Right? right now is where, if you're going to get in trouble, this is where you're going to get in trouble. Now, I'm going to look at all of them again. Okay, we look good. So now, ta-da. As soon as I'm done with this batch, I'm going to throw a link out there. If someone wants to jump on, you sure can. Hey, I dare you to come out, be on live stream. You want to be on a live stream?
No.
Oh, come on. Only the world's watching. Come on, come instruction reloading.
Next time.
If your wife would get on for 1 minute, I would get like 50,000 subs overnight.
Yeah, probably.
That's why I'm ugly. I don't have a lot of subs. That's family, guys. They're in there doing laundry. Poor people. My wife does my laundry. I don't do laundry. Are you kidding me? Yeah, whatever. I don't ever do laundry. I'm going to show you guys this. Do you see how I'm putting this bullet on there like that? I'm letting it go. This is designed to float, and it will line that bullet even more perfect. How do you know that works? Simple. You don't want to see any excess shaving of anything, okay? No excess shaving of the bullet. Another thing, if you get in the habit of letting your bullet go like that, if it's too off centered either way, you know, you'll know it because you kind of have a bulge on the side, and it won't chamber in your case gauge. So really, at this point here, what I'm doing is I'm always looking down to see how that case looks. Your eyes will tell you a whole bunch from the shine to the side of that cartridge case, all right? So I'm looking down on the shine on both sides, and then naturally when you pick it up with your fingers will tell you even a lot more than your eyes. So if you're paying attention, you're on your game. At this point in the your reloading session, you're watching every round. This is just part of that quality control. We've had a few things we've done for quality control. One is, well, we set our dies up perfectly. Two, we've processed our cases good. But when we get down to the mechanics of building our rocket, so to speak, the first thing we did is we primed them, along with we resized and expanded the mouth, but we primed them. And we checked each case to make sure every case got its primer, to make sure no primers were flipped upside down, and to make sure they were seated flush or just past flush and they look really good. So that was our first quality control check on the mechanical level. Next on the mechanical level, we checked powder. And man, I'm telling you, you've got to check that powder. You can't relate it to a progressive press. Guys say, well, you can't check the powder on a progressive press. Yes, you can. Okay, see that? Make sure your bullet's upright. You can check the powder on your progressive press with the powder cup, but if your progressive press is set upright, it can't fail you, okay? So that's a whole different animal we're talking about. But on this animal here, where we're, this is called batch style reloading, right? Where we're running these as a batch. You need to do that physical powder check stage because it's too easy on a humanistic level to miss a case. And I'm here to tell you, I've been doing this, what, 42 years? Every once in a while, I will miss a case. Man, there's been times I've missed a case and I wished I was making a video because, you know, for whatever reason, I couldn't tell you what I was thinking, what I must have done, what went through my mind at the time that I missed that case. I don't know. But boy, I'll tell you what, it pays off in dividends when you stop and you check every cartridge case for that powder before you begin seating and crimping, okay? Now, so now what I'm doing is I know I've got my die set up for my chamber fit. I know that. And I want to say something about chamber fit in just a minute. Because I just talked to a guy this morning that was kind of getting frustrated with that. But with your chamber, well, no. With this final inspection step, man, you're wanting to make sure that when you seat that bullet, it's not bulging out either way on that case. It's nice and smooth all the way in, and you haven't shaved any of your bullet off. It's going to be clean, just as if it came from the factory. If you're doing that, you're going to have some really good loads. And another thing, 5 grains means 5 grains. You guys saw, I set that powder measure up. I uniformed it. I threw my first charge. My scale says 5 grains. Technically, I should have done 3 in a row, but I know my powder measure good enough that when it says 5, it's 5. But don't settle for 5.2 or 4.9. Get it 5. Now, if you're doing multiple weights and it's kind of moving, say 5.1, 5, and 4.9, well, the average of that is going to be 5. So that's okay. But remember, 5 is 5, or 6.2. If you're running 6.2 grains of power pistol behind a 230 grain bullet for your 45, well, 6.2 is 6.2. 6.2 is not 6.0, okay? So you're going to always hold yourself to that exact recipe. When you're baking a cake and it calls for 325, you're not going to put it on 300. And you're certainly not going to put it on 350 unless you know what you're doing. And you know where your rack's at in the oven based on the heat source. But if the recipe says 325, you're going to put it at 325. And that's going to be the best that cake could have been made. Well, that's what we're doing here. Your recipe calls for 5.0 grains of powder pistol per this bullet. That's what you're going to run it at. And so your whole process of reloading is, it's not hard. It's not hard. Always remember this in reloading. You're setting yourself up to where you can repeat everything you did, so you can do it the same every time. And it's just all repetition. The only thing that changes is over time, your process can change based off you get a new piece of equipment or what have you. But the safety steps, those don't change. You're always going to set yourself up to check powder charge in all those cases. You know, when you go out to the range and you out there shooting in the hills somewhere and you want to pull that box of ammo out, every round in that box, you know it got the proper charge. And you know, and it goes a long way. And I got something I want to say after this. Okay, I'm going to talk about a chamber fit. If your round isn't chambering in your semi-auto, because maybe like your taper crimp could be a little tighter, that's really not a game changer, because it'll feed. I mean, that slide, when it's so violent when it rips that cartridge out, it's gonna chamber. Okay. The issue of not chambering is when it's ill resized, or the cartridge length isn't proper for what your gun wants. Okay. So just because like you're struggling with getting a better crimp, tighter crimp for chamber fit, I wouldn't stress out too much about that. Okay, so just take what you want, leave what you don't. That's just me. Okay, here's my last one. And this, boys and girls, is my first 50 rounds right off my Lyman All American 8. And how long have we been going here? How long is this? 32 minutes. Wow, 32 minutes. Okay, so I could do 100 rounds, pretty easy. Probably over 100 rounds on this piece of equipment. So, you know, it's not too shabby. And everything is just as nice as it can be. So there we go. Yeah. This is how I have fun, guys, right here. You gotta make it fun. Don't let it get to you. If your reloading frustrates you, go clean a gun. Don't clean a gun. Don't pull a gun apart. Don't do nothing like that. Go out and weed some flowers, mow your lawn, go throw a ball with your kids, go back to it later, right? So you got to enjoy it, because you know, you can enjoy reloading, but it can frustrate you. So don't let it do that. This guy sent me a video he made. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you guys this. The video that this guy made was a video of him holding his semi-auto pistol, shooting it. And he wanted me to tell him, based off that video, if his loads had the right amount of powder. Him and me, we had a talk. that was nice. He didn't have any reloading data, none. And what he got was some load data given to him by some guys on a forum. They said, well, this is how much of that powder you need to use for that bullet. He had no idea of anything. And I just thought, how does someone like that fall through the cracks? At what point did anyone stop to talk to him about a reloading data manual, numbers, tolerances? That's where I say we don't do junkyard ammo. What he was shooting probably was junkyard ammo. Could have been good, I don't know. But I'll bet you it wouldn't be up to my standards. And the first standard it's not up to is that assurance level of you're pulling the trigger on what you really should have in that cartridge case. So I want you guys to know something. You can't. I can't imagine that any of you are do that. But when you see someone learning that way, man, make sure you slow down and there's part of you want to grab them and shake them and say, what are you doing? But if they don't know, and no one's really sat down with the whole load data manual, how do they know? They're trying to piece this stuff together. And somewhere along the line, someone's giving them bad information. So what I would like to think my channel's about, and my forum and my gun groups, is encouraging people to get the book and have the recipe in front of you and follow that. I'll tell you this right now. These dies instructions for these Lyman stainless steel pro steel dies, I read these instructions multiple times. I went over these back and forth, upside down, I went over these, and then I broke them down step by step as I read it. Literally put my finger on the next sentence and I did it. Put my finger on the next sentence and I did it. And I took the dies off and I did that die over again. And then once I understood that instructions, then I took that die off and I tried to do it in a different way, see if, what kind of clearance that die would actually have, or how far you don't have to thread it, or if you thread it too far, what's going to happen. And I found out what borders you don't want to push with, threading your dies in and out. But when I got done, I knew this. I know it really good, right? So don't hesitate to, when you get instructions with something, study. All I do on all people go, man, you know all your equipment. It's like magic, right? So there we go. Okay. So here we go. Ready? Oh, hang on. I'm going to share the okay. I'm going to share this link. If someone wants to get on, just hang out. If we get too many on, then we can rotate or something like that, or maybe I'll just hold it at the first 6. Let's just see how it goes. So there is your, there's the link. Click that, you can come on. One thing is, if you can't control your volume, then you might not be able to be on because it'll echo. Hang on, I gotta see what's going outside. Hang on. Yeah, I do like the press. I do, very much. I think it's a great press. I do. Yep. I'm not at all dissatisfied in any way. I think it's great. 4.7 is at work. Yeah, turn off the YouTube before you jump on the Google. Yeah, exactly right. Then you won't have the echo. So I just broke into this brand new power pistol today, and it is hard to get components right now. It's hard. I feel so sorry for the new guys. For the longest time, like in 2008, when it started kind of going like this, I could see, uh-oh, you're getting kind of serious. You couldn't get components. Well, I did something. Way back in 2008, I kept buying enough primers that I had like 80,000. I don't know. I had a lot. And, they were all over town, 25 bucks a box. So I was swiping them up, buying them. And then about 2000, I don't know, 14 or so, I quit buying them. And then just before this last election, when I saw it going bad, I was like, oh no, I let myself get under like 50,000. I started buying them. But here's the funny thing. I started buying them and I got them caught up. Maybe this was a year before the election. I started buying them and I got them caught up. After I was caught up, I still kept buying one box every payday. I was every payday walking out with one box of primers. Every payday. Then about once a month, I'd buy one thing of powder and one thing of bullets, maybe two things of bullets. So once a month, I'd buy a thing of powder, a couple things of bullets, and primers every 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, this hit last year. And I was able to get primers into the year, right? And now, ain't nothing. If I could give you guys any advice, if and when these ever come around to where you can get your component, you do not quit buying your primers. The ignition source of your success. That's the one component. You realize that's the one component they can take out of the world, and you're done. So when all the world thinks you're crazy and you're still buying a pack of primers, you won't regret it when you need them. And we have the awesome critter in the house. 4.7 says that's what he was doing. You get the chance to buy it, don't quit. Kind of like, well, how much do you need? Well, when you're building a shop, how much shop do you build? You'll hear guys say, man, I wish I would plan double. Well, double your components. And guys, when they see all the bullets on my benches, that's because all over the years I didn't quit buying bullets. And there's another thing too. Be watching, because when gun shops close, that's when you can go in and they've got like 50% off, 70% off, and you can buy a lot. Now, in this economy we're in, that might not happen with gun components because everyone's so starved that people might go in and wipe a shop out when there's only, say, 30% off. But like when we had these big box stores like Dick's Sporting Goods, big box stores like that, Walmart was one. When Walmart wasn't going to handle any more components for handguns, we got a Walmart over here, and they kept they were like the only Walmart in our area that sold reloading products, right? something happened where all the other Walmarts that were selling that quit, so they sent all to our Walmart. And actually, we found another one in town that sold them. My wife were going there. We're going there like once a week. And I was coming out with all this stuff at great prices. So that's another way to get your components. Watch for some place like that. They want to clear their stuff. You go in and you go for it. Clear it out. So can you hear me, Critter?
Yeah, I hear it fine.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn you up a little bit. My wife is still at the hospital. She might call me pretty quick here. If she calls, I just might have to step away for a minute or so. So I'll let you entertain the troops.
Okay.
So you're needing primers, aren't you?
Well, I got like 430 small pistol primers and 495 large pistol primers and 1,000 mixed 45 ACP cases.
Oh.
So I'll be cleaned out.
So
USPS, the mail system is kind of high.
What's that?
I ordered, was it end of September, I ordered 1,000 bullets for Summit City. Somehow the postal system's got them hidden.
Do you have shops in your areas that has the primers?
60 miles away,
Yeah.
85 miles away if I go the other direction.
Right now, I could probably go buy 5 or 10 boxes, but they're $200 a box.
Yeah. I was almost willing to pay the $190 for the 2 large primers from Brownells.
Did you see that last night?
Huh?
Did you see that last night?
Well, it was actually, was it Wednesday night, Tuesday night, somewhere in there?
Hang on.
ZZ, that's how I got 223 cases for 3 cents a case instead of 6 cents a case.
Yeah.
They lost 1,000 of them. The once fired 1,000 cases. It showed up almost 2 weeks later, but the seller sent me some more. I took all the dented ones and made them 300 blackout cases.
I'm going to check and see if I can see primers for sale somewhere. Hang on. If they're there, I'll tell everyone and I'll tell you all where they're at. Okay. Critter, everybody, go look at Powder Valley. I'm not saying they've got anything, but Powder Valley is one place. No, have you been there today?
Okay. Powder Valley, Midway. I even look at Mid-South, but they haven't nothing. And Brownells, and even Natchez. If I pronounced it right. Most of my stuff is either got to come in through the mail system, online, or I got to get lucky and have one of my kids find some stuff.
Yeah.
All my kids live in Fort Worth. Yeah, 4-7, they just sure do. They just don't have them as often as I hoped.
No.
The last time I got them was the first of the year from Powder Valley. I had gotten 1 box of large and 1 box of small.
I like Powder Valley. They ship good. I bought some powder from them, and their shipping was really reasonable. I was impressed that I got 2 8-pound jugs of powder pistol from them, and they treated me good.
I think I got the 700X from them too.
Okay, so 47 Cavalier, he just said if you can hit Sportsman's Warehouse, they're selling primers at closer to normal prices. When my Sportsman's gets them in, they're $24.99. It's unreal. But I have not nailed a pack of primers from there since. I might have got one pack there this year, maybe two, best I can remember. Okay, ZZ saying Powder Valley has the best powder prices. Yes, he does. I really like Powder Valley. He's a good guy. That's where I go first. And I like Brownells. I think Brownells does a good job too. I go there probably equally to Powder Valley.
I've cut myself down to 3 types of powders: the IMR 4198 or H4198, which is the Hodgson version, 700X, and 4100. That's all the calibers I load.
Hey, has Hodgson quit making 700X or something?
I didn't consider that.
Someone had mentioned that, and sure enough, I went to their website. They didn't even have 700X on their powder listing.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to go to Hodgson's right now and see if I can see 700X on there.
Actually, I looked it up on their data, low data tables.
Yeah.
It shows it on there.
Yeah, it's on the load data table, but it's not on there as a product. Okay, here we are. Let's see if they got it. Oh, yeah, they've got it. Well, that's good because that's an incredibly good powder.
My problem is I want to load some 4570s, and the best powder that's on there, the less use of powder, is the 4198s.
What's your weather like right now where you're at, Critter?
Well, it's starting to cool down. It's like 80-something degrees, almost 90 degrees today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping next week it'll be in the 70s.
It's been cool in here. We've been in the 60s, and yesterday, I mean, it was just pouring rain, just coming down hard. It was cool. I liked it.
Well, I was going to do a whole lot of casting, but my parents' house had a water leak from the AC unit, the refrigerator, the dishwasher, and the sink. It tore up the whole floor. He's got all my sawhorses, so I can't use the table up there.
Water leaks are the worst. My brother-in-law, his wife had a water leak. Their house has been torn apart for 4 months because of COVID. You can't get anything.
I was kind of, I had my youngest nephew come up and help my dad get the flooring done. So I'm relegated to painting or staining the wood frame parts for the trim.
Busy Blackhawk primers? What are primers? Yeah.
Almost.
So Midway releases small batches of primers almost daily. That's interesting. Well,
Yeah, they really stick it to you. You get one box of primers, $30 or $25 or $20 for the hazmat, and then $15 for the shipping. You're gonna pay it. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
For one box.
Yeah. So I'm seeing bullets. I'm seeing guns everywhere. Guns are all in stock. Bullets are on the shelves now. I'm seeing a lot of brass. I've got in my Sportsman's, they probably have 30 bags of 9mm brass. Each bag is a 250 count, brand new. They want $70 for it though.
Well, let's see. Back in July, I bought me a little 4-wheeler, a little golf cart, gas car golfer, so I don't have to get stuck in the mud with my wheelchair. So I'm trying to pay off that off. It was $11,800. Like, holy smokes, that was a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to pay that off because I'm considering buying another gun.
So Big Jake says, has anyone considered getting a primer reloader and making their own primers? You know what? I can't say that's really a bad deal, but it's going to be extremely corrosive to your firearm.
Elvis Ammo did it, and for me, with only one hand, it would be almost impossible trying to reload those primers.
Yeah.
But I like the idea, but
yeah, absolutely. It's tedious work, you know, but it's extremely corrosive. My dad made primers a year ago for fun. He just got into this phase where he was making primers, and he'd make them and give them to friends and try these out, you know.
if I had my other arm, if I had my right arm, I'd be jumping in the middle of it in a heartbeat. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, how the heck am I gonna hold it?
It's cheap. I saw the kits; they're cheap, but for me, you know, I guess if I did it, I would just shoot certain guns and come right home and get them clean. You know, I'd shoot them in the desert, and I'd pull them down, and I'd clean them right there where I was. I'd have a bucket of warm water, and I'd just dunk him in that water and scrub him out, and then I'd spray action cleaner down them and wipe them down with oil and put them up and bring them home. That's how I would do it.
What are you doing?
What's your dog's name?
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee?
When I went to get him, he and his sister were the smallest of the whole litter. Now he thinks he's the biggest dog on the property. I got a larger dog that stays outside. It was actually abandoned to me by the Chinese oil people next to me. They just came in, gave me a bunch of dog food, and said, bye. So I got an outside dog. She likes her meat fresh. April, she got herself a raccoon. Last couple of months, it's been all the squirrels that got loose or gotten around. Every time I turn around, she's got one in her mouth. My dad was walking to the trash can. She was following. They go up next to the tree, actually the bush. And before he could say anything, she had got herself a bird. Wow. He's like, she started chewing it right there. Like, holy crap.
Bisley Blackhawk nailed it for me. He just said he probably would if he had no other choice. I suppose when I'm out down to like no more primers, then I would do that. And I thought of buying some of those kits and just putting them back for that day, you know. Big Jake, I think that's my point. I might grab some for an end of the world prep. Exactly. When that time comes, swords are nasty. So are crossbows. I would fear someone with a crossbow.
No.
You don't know where they're coming from, man. It's quiet.
That's why I got into black powder reloading.
Oh yeah?
I got $1,400 rounds of between 38 special and 38 long Colts with center fire black powder round loaded. And they work. They were great. It's just clean it.
Yeah, I've never gone to black powder. Never really wanted to. Just wasn't my interest. You know, I like the metallic cartridge, and you know, it's good enough for me.
Well, I mean, it's.
Andy says he has a crossbow, and he keeps buying more bolts. That's cool. Crossbows are mean. They're mean. I got a good neighbor, and him and me, we think alike and we live alike and we prepared alike. And he's into guns and he's got crossbows. He is so deadly. He said if it ever gets nasty at your place, he said, just don't move. I said, oh, you got it. I'll just go like this. He goes, yeah, perfect. I got you covered. He's good. Alaska One, Andy, it's good to see you, brother. We got 32 on. I come out here to load on this bad boy, and I did like 11 cases and thought, let's strike it up. So I do. I like this. Hey, Uncle Milty, I didn't plan on this. I really thought that after my live stream, my wife would, with her mom in the hospital right now, I just didn't know what was going to go down, and so I went in and I ate dinner, and my wife called her back, and she said, yeah, I'm going to stay here with Mom for a while. I said, all right. So I came over here and started reloading, and I thought, let's just make it live. And so I turned it on. That's why we're here. And you won the giveaway for tonight. That was awesome. Good for you. Any questions, topics y'all want to cover?
These are the dram tubes.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little pricey, but men are nice.
Okay, tell us about them. What company makes those? I don't remember.
Dramworks.
Graham Works.
DRAM Works. WORX.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Let me get a link for that. Keep these guys busy, Critter.
Okay.
Am I correct that those eliminate static?
I don't know. It's a Pyrex, some kind of chemical glass type thing.
Graham works with 2 M's, right?
Huh?
Graham with 2 M's?
No, 1 M. Actually, let me look. Let me make sure something. Oh, good hobby, good hobby. Where are you at? There you are.
Okay. I'm going to share a link. You guys check this place out. Someone tell me what they do, and I'll keep looking. Tell me what that company does.
Where'd you go? I lost my window.
I'm not getting it. It's not coming up for me.
Where'd you go? Gramworks. It's coming.
Oh, Dram with a D.
The luxury accessory company spawned from a Department of Defense contractor manufacturer. Machine from aircraft brigade. Oh, that Gramworks is fancy.
It's Dram with a D. Way to go. Waste my time, Critter.
Huh?
Well, you waste my time, give me the wrong spelling.
I did not.
Maybe I wasted my own time because I don't listen very well.
This is the one I put on my Hornady drums. It was beautiful. It just popped it off, popped the old tubes off, and just screwed the things right in it. So I'm hoping if I ever drop the stupid thing, I won't break it. I had to stop reloading one time. I was emptying the powder back into the tub,
Yeah.
and I fumbled it. It fell. The tube broke. I had to wait until that Monday to call Hornady and have me send me a tube.
When you're saying, Big Jake, does anyone know the tolerance of the 8? I know Redding has a good tight tolerance with the T7.
Yeah, that was a question. I got what he's trying to ask.
I know.
Your Redding T7.
I know what he's asking. Are you ready?
The anti-rocking field.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
But is everyone on the side ready? I'll answer the question for you. This is what he's asking. Can you hear this, Critter?
Yeah.
Can you hear this?
No.
The same. He's wanting to know the tolerances on the turret. There's just not much different. They're going to have a little play, but they're going to flex back on this back arm right there.
So the 8 doesn't flex as bad as the Redding.
I'm sure that Lyman has a tolerance, but I don't know how they hold it, and I don't know what that tolerance would be, and I don't even think only Redding knows what their tolerances are, so it would be hard to say. But I'm really happy with it. I think it's great.
Okay. I'll put these back up.
Right. Exactly. I knew that's what he was getting at, Echo. I was just trying to, in my way, they're so close to the same. I can't see a difference. But I don't know what their tolerances are that they hold. Yeah, Andy says he has 3 turrets for his Lyman. He finds them all the same. What's the T25? Ariana, what is that T25? I don't remember what that is. Okay, Uncle Milty. I think I'm gonna have to wind it down here, guys, because my wife was at the hospital, and I just know that she's getting ready to come home. I don't know a lot about it. I thought that's what it was. I think it would be a really good press. I kind of thought I wouldn't mind picking one up, but you can't find them on eBay. You just can't find them.
You want to see the only bullet I ever hand loaded once, singly?
Now, what's that, Critter?
The copper plated 124 grain bullet.
Yeah.
Up underneath the wheel on my bullet feeder. So I put 4 grains of powder in it, stuck it in there, and called it done.
And it functioned?
Well, I don't know. I haven't shot it yet.
Oh, I got you.
What I loaded by hand singly.
I'm sorry you're breaking up. I'm getting about most of what you're saying. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Now I can hear you.
All right.
Tim McDonald, I have a Ponce's horn. It's an older Ponce's horn. Very good press, by the way.
Never even heard of it.
Ariano says, I have 5 of the T25 and I love them. I dedicate each to a caliber. They are great. I also have one T7. Wow. Holy smokes. So he's got them lined up.
Wow. And he made a killing. He said he got in the Lyman 8 for 130. Now they're 220.
Wow. For 220 right now. Okay, one of my guys texted me earlier. He said he got it for an amazing price. That must have been where he got it from.
Well, as soon as the weather gets a little cooler and the threat of rain stops, and then my father gives me back my sawhorses, I've got 225, 55 grain, 452, 200 grain, 356, 147 grain, and a 12 gauge slug molds I want to try out. And I got a whole lot of lead and alloy to mix.
So you're not hurting for bullets, are you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, that 1,000 bullets I ordered from Summit City that's gotten lost in the mail, I was counting on so I can finish setting up the die and load up my 1,000 bullets.
Okay, so how long's that been? I can hear you now.
I ordered the 26th. 27th was the Monday. I figured a week later
Okay.
it'd be out. Well,
He told me today he sent those to you. Let me know when you get them, okay?
okay. Well, when I asked him, he said, "Well, I should have. I'll wait a week." Okay, I'll wait a week.
Yeah, I bet you they're on their way. Right.
I got a feeling some local post office decided it was too heavy for them, and they ain't gonna mess with it.
That's horrible if that happens. I've heard of that happening. That's terrible.
I think that there was a postal system, and when it hit the Missouri postal system, I had ordered some lead. They just threw the box around or something, and they busted the box, and out come the lead. But it was an eBay order when I bought it.
Wow. Okay, so Andy, he's saying, I only bought it because of the price. Been very happy with it. I think he's talking about his Lyman. Yeah. Okay, ZZ, we'll see you. So guys, I am going to let you go because I'm just kind of concerned. My wife leaves the hospital. I don't want her to. I want to know when she's coming home, so I'm going to go give her a call. But I'm glad you jumped on. I just fired this up, see who was out there. I appreciate you jumping on, Critter. Definitely let me know when you get those bullets, okay? Now, can you hear me, Critter?
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know when you get those bullets. Huh?
So I never had a problem hearing you.
I'm just in and out on my end, but it's okay. Okay, so let's do this. We got 30 on. Want everyone just to type whatever you want. I'll call you out, and we'll call it a night. I should have one video coming out every day for the next week. I got them all made.
changing screens from the StreamYard to the YouTube, man. You're mouthing off. I'm like, there's no volume. It's that delay. There's a delay between StreamYard and YouTube.
Okay, Sergeant Sandman, whatever I want. Big Jake's out. Bobby Barlow's out. Good to see you, Bobby. 47 Cavalier, whatever you want. Andy 79, have a great night. Always in my prayers. Thanks, brother. Ram 4x4. Thanks for the live chat. Hey, you're welcome, man. Tim Piles out. Next time, buddy. Hey, Grizz 3. Hey, you have a good one too, buddy. And Drew Bradley, be safe. Jason Casilia, good night, brother. Critter, give me primers or give me death. I like that. Tim McDonald, best of luck to family. Thanks as always for the great info. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you. Bisley Blackhawks out. Ariano's out. MSB 9021. Hey, thanks, Echo. I'll let you know that. And Alaska one, Andy's out. Just so you know, my wife's my mother-in-law fell yesterday, and she broke her femur and 7 stitches in her hand and did something to her back. So she just had surgery today. So that's where my wife's at, and they're going to lock the doors at 8:30. So I want to call her just to find out when she's leaving the hospital. So you guys are awesome. I love y'all. I don't know if I'm going to have a live stream tomorrow, but stay tuned. I might do something. If I do, I'll put something together, make it interesting, something we can learn on. So here we go. All right, everyone, we are out in 3, 2, 1. You guys have a good night. We'll see you. Bye-bye.